Welcome to readtheticket.com. Today I'd like to talk about how to learn about Wyckoffian logic. Just go to General Information, Wyckoff logic. Richard Wyckoff spent considerable time interviewing other great traders, learning their methods, and taking many ingredients to bake a cake on how to learn about trading and investing. He took the best of all worlds and merged it together to get his view on how these people were successful. He came up with three laws: the law of supply and demand, law of cause and effect, and the law of effort versus results. In the result, he worked out the market goes through phases. A period of accumulation, where large accounts are buying when everyone else is selling, and when the float runs out, the stock would be bid up or marked up. So these large funds that purchase down here would then distribute their stock to the unsuspecting crowd followers, the public. And once again, the cycle would continue. Now, to learn about the Richard Wyckoff methodologies and studies, it's a little bit difficult as he passed away without leaving a formal, detailed manual. He only left papers and writings and small books about his methodologies. And it was left to others to put his teachings together. There is a formal Wyckoff Stock Market Institute that provide a formal education of his methods. We haven't gone down that road. We prefer to do our own research. You can make a great start learning about Wyckoffian logic by reading the texts that I've listed here. Studies in Tape Reading, Chart the Stock Market, the Wyckoff Method, The Secret Science of Price and Volume, Master the Market, and or The Undeclared Secrets That Drive the Stock Market, Wyckoff Schematics, the visual templates for market timing decisions. These references and links to these references are on our education page. Studies in Tape Reading. This book is by the hand of Richard Wyckoff. It's written in the 1930s. This book has some chapters which are valuable. It has come under criticism that it is old and may not relate to today. I disagree with that. Because it's written in the hand of Wyckoff, you get a feeling for his prose and his text and learn what he was about. I recommend this book. This book here, Charting the Stock Market, the Wyckoff Method. This is an attempt by, I think it's Jack Houston. Let's have a look. Jack Hudson, to go through and summarise the approach of Richard Wyckoff to the markets. This is the one-stop, concise summary of the Wyckoff method. Some chapters lack a bit of detail. That's why the 5 books that I've mentioned, or references I've mentioned, require your full attention to get more detail on the areas. Very valuable book. Okay, The Undeclared Secrets That Drive the Stock Market, and the second edition, The Master the Markets. The difference between these two editions is that the gentleman who wrote this book between these two times has some software produced, and in this book he references the software as well as his first writings. So either or, either you prefer. This book here is a micro book of charting the stock market. For example, it goes into detail bar by bar, looking how Wyckoff would have looked at the range, the price, and the volume, and to work out what was going on in 30 to 40 days, for example. Whereas this book here might have examined a stock over 30 days, 6 months, or 2 years. Very valuable book, this Master the Markets. The Secret Science of Price and Volume, written by Tim Ord, is a very valuable book, as it goes back and highlights some of the important aspects of this book, some of the methodologies, but it applies a bit more of a modern day market theory to it, and how it shows how he's been successful with the market using his methodologies and how he adapted Richard Wyckoff's methods. Very valuable book, and looking at the relationship of price to volume and in the relationship to swings. this other article here, it's a PDF file. I think it's free. Um, this is an excellent article on looking at the Wyckoff logic relative to phases in the market. And it sort of shows the roadmap of how Wyckoff would have put his thoughts together when looking at analysis of a stock. More articles down here. Excellent reading. Like I said before, it's something to add to the list. I'll go here. Like I said before, these books create a single view of a Wyckoffian logic method. If you read just one of these, you'll find that there's gaps, not as detailed in certain areas. You really need to read all five. I believe this gives a much better bird's eye view of the Wyckoffian logic. I can't really reproduce the methodology and thoughts or step by steps in a video because there's no point in me repeating chapter and verse of what's written in these texts. You have to read them. They're an excellent read. They're short and it's relatively cheap. Please take the time to learn this. Thank you very much for your time and thanks for watching.